it softly spoken, with no strings tying you to me. I'm happy in your company.
Hey everyone, welcome to Jyoti Verma, and today with this video we are going to start our new video of exploring the world of mathematics and know about the one who needs no introduction. And yeah, so let's begin with our video and knowing about and exploring about Srinivasa Ramanujan. So I know all of you must be knowing this man. He's one of the greatest mathematicians and one of the very intelligent persons of India, and one of the person who has contributed a lot in the field of mathematics as well. So he was a great mathematician. He has contributed a lot in the field of mathematics, and he was also known as the man who knew infinity. Infinity means something that doesn't ends, right? Something that doesn't ends. So he was the one who had knowledge, who had unendable knowledge actually. So let's learn about him and let's explore his world today with me. So first of all, let's see this. Srinivasa Ramanujan was born on 22nd of December 1887. And guys, guess what? This day is celebrated as the National Mathematics Day. His birthday is celebrated as World's National Mathematics Day. And he died on 26th April 1920, unfortunately because of some disease of tuberculosis. He was a great mathematician, and his spouse, his wife, name was Janki Ammal. He had a wife, he was married, and the name of his wife was Janki. And yeah, many of you must be knowing about the Ramanujan number, that's 1729. What's the mystery behind this number? I'm going to tell you in my next video of exploring the world of mathematics. So guys, stay tuned to my channel. Now, this is something that he used to say, that an equation means nothing to me unless it expresses a thought of God. All of us know maths is all about equations, but just look at his thoughts, just look at his thinking, that he used to say that an equation means nothing to him unless it expresses to him a thought of God. Just imagine how great mathematician, how great person he was, and just imagine his imagination power that he had, and the passion that he had for mathematics. So now, Srinivasa Ramanujan is one of the most celebrated Indian mathematicians. His important contributions to the field include Hardy-Ramanujan-Littlewood circle method in number theory. So you guys may be wondering what is this? What is this? I know many of you may be wondering that what is Hardy-Ramanujan-Littlewood circle method in number theory. So actually he had found a lot of mathematical formula, as well as he has done a lot of research in mathematics, okay, in the field of mathematics. That was really tough to do. That was really only a talented person can do, right? So he is very known for these things. Now, Roger Ramanujan's identity, look at it: partition of numbers, work on algebra of inequalities, elliptical functions, as well as continued fractions, partial. These are his greatest contribution, partial sums and etc. So these are the things that he had contributed a lot in. And of course we all know him, all of us know him, all of us. But have you ever tried to think that what made him this popular, what made him this intelligent? His intelligence, his knowledge made him so popular. But what made him so intelligent? Let's know this, that what made him this intelligent. What was the secret behind his intelligence? So he had almost no formal training. No formal training means he was a mathematician, right? So he had no training. No training means he had never ever gone to a particular institute to just work on mathematics, to study mathematics, to train himself to research for mathematics. He learned everything by himself only. Okay, he did not take any formal training, any particular training for mathematics. He had done everything by his own hard work, his own research, his own mind. And one very important thing, that they spent all of their life fighting poverty. So poverty means poor, all of you know, must be knowing this. So he was not a rich person, right? He was a very poor person. His father was a clerk in a sari shop, and he failed in the examinations as well. And he used to struggle a lot with health problems, and he had to wander for a job. Why he had to wander for a job? And why did he used to fail in the examinations? The answer is that he used to fail in the examinations because he had a lot of interest in mathematics and in the school. And the thing that proves that he was a great mathematician, and he was interested a lot of in mathematics, he was very passionate about mathematics, things that in school you used to solve the questions that come in the colleges. When he was in school, he used to solve the questions that used to come in the colleges. He used to teach the college students. If he is in 5th, so he will teach the 10th standard students. How amazing is that? Just wonder, guys, can you teach even one class promoted? I don't think so. I even can't teach. I am in 8. I can't teach 9th graders, right? Because I don't know. I have no idea. But he was the one that he did. And he was very, very interested in mathematics, and this was the reason that he worked hard a lot on mathematics. He did a lot of research as well. But he was not that passionate about other subjects, so he was not used to work hard in the other subjects, like the other subjects which we usually have: English, science, social. So these were the subjects he never used to show his interest in them. He was very passionate about mathematics, not any other. So except mathematics he used to pass, except mathematics he used to fail in the other subjects in his examination. So this was the reason that he failed in examinations, and he had to wander for a job because he failed in 11th and 12th grade. So he wasn't getting any job, right? Because he had gone through failure and he had failed in his examination. That was the reality. And actually his scholarship also stopped because of this, because he used to fail in his examination. There was a test that happened, so he achieved full marks in mathematics but then failed in the other subjects, so his scholarship also stopped. Now he had to struggle a lot for earning money, because of all of us need money, right? For food, for study, for everything we need money. So that after then he stopped his education, he left the school, he left his further studies, and started to a job of a clerk. And then luckily the job didn't require a lot of time of Srinivasa Ramanujan, so it gave him much time to research in mathematics, in the field of mathematics. So this was about Srinivasa Ramanujan. Now let's know about his books. So this was the book that he had written. It was by him, Mathematical Works of Srinivasa Ramanujan. So he had done a lot of mathematical works, right? He has done a lot of research. So that all the research is collected in one book, and this book is known as the Lost Notebook. So the lost, you guys been thinking, what is this Lost Notebook? So this is something that he used to research. Okay, then he lived the notebooks. He actually after then died at a very, very, very early age, and then some things were derived from his notebooks, because he had some notebooks in which he used to write a lot of things. So now he used to research in these things, right? So now everything the things were collected from his books, and then saved in a particular book known as the Lost Notebook. You can still buy this book online. This would be very, very interesting to see the book, but very, very brainstorming, because there's nothing that you could study from the book that's too difficult one, right? So let me tell you one most important thing, that in the first notebook he had 351 pages, and with 16 somewhat organized chapters, while 100 unorganized material. So of course, when you do some research, the things that keep coming in your mind, you just keep writing. The things that you understand, you keep writing. So he had 16 organized chapters material, and then after 100 unorganized materials as well. In the second notebook, in the second notebook, he had 256 pages in which he has 21 chapters and 100 unorganized materials. So he used to divide things into chapters, plus he was also not that organized on his notebook, and yeah, that was it. Now Hardy, you must have listened about Hardy when it comes to Srinivasa Ramanujan. Okay, who was Hardy? Who was he? So he is also the one who needs no introduction, but let me tell you about him, that G.H. Hardy was you can say a partner or someone like a guide of Srinivasa Ramanujan, because Srinivasa Ramanujan was very used to research. He didn't sleep, right? He didn't sleep, and he just took some rest and went to the job for a clerk, and then he the entire night he used to research on mathematics, find new formulas. So now his mathematical research has reached in an another level. एक अलग से ही level पे वो पहुंच गया, right? And it was difficult to research in an another level to him alone. So he talked to some people. He talked to his professor, mathematical professor. Then he got to know about G.H. Hardy. G.H. Hardy was also very interested to work with Srinivasa Ramanujan. So what he did was he called him to England. G.H. Hardy called Srinivasa Ramanujan to England. And you know, guys, he has earned many achievements, many hearts in England as well. So when he was born on the time, these things were happening. The things which I told you were happening at the time when our India was struggling through the British rule. Our country was struggling through the British rule by the people of England, right? At that time, he went to England and he achieved the head fellow. So this was something. The Indians are just struggling through the British rule, and he achieved this much in England. That was a great thing for all the Indians. That was a great thing for everyone as well. Now I am going to tell you about the Hardy Ramanujan number in my next video. So guys, please stay tuned to know about the Hardy Ramanujan number as well. So now our next material. So just look at this book, Collected Papers of Srinivasa Ramanujan, edited by G.H. Hardy, P.V. Seshuk of Iyer and B.M. Wilson. So this is something that he used to write in his notebook, right? As I told you that in notebook he has 361 pages, in another notebook he has something 271 around pages, and with some well organized, while some random chapters, random material. So these were the things that was collected from his papers, okay, and then transformed into a book. So this was known as the Collected Papers of Srinivasa Ramanujan. The Collected Papers of Srinivasa Ramanujan. And now, guys, I want to tell you all that he was after that he got an admission in Institute of Cambridge, University of Cambridge, and then he started in mathematical research. But then his health, as I told you, his health was not that good. His health was not cooperating with him, we can say. So struggling with health problems, you can see here. He used to struggle a lot with health problems. He had TB. He had TB. TB means all of us know TB, tuberculosis. So he had tuberculosis actually, and at that time there was no, we can say no vaccine for TB, no vaccine for this disease. Like now we don't have any vaccine for COVID. For then we may get a vaccine of coronavirus, but now we don't have like that only. That at that time there was no vaccine of TB, and he had to come back to India because the England weather was not suitable to him. So he came back to India, and then a very bad news we came to know that then he died. Unfortunately, then he died in 26th April 1920. He died at an early age of 33. Just imagine, guys, at an early age of 33. So in the years that he lived, 1 to 33, he did some very very great mathematical research that even big mathematicians, even old mathematicians, were not able to do. If you will see my next video on Hardy Ramanujan number, you will come to know that how great person was him and how passionate was he about the mathematics. And let me tell you that Srinivasa Ramanujan was born in the his father's name was Srinivasa Ayyanagar, and he was an Indian mathematician who lived during the British rule. Though he had no formal training in pure mathematics, as I told, he had substantial contribution to mathematical analysis. Now, number theory, infinite series, and continued fraction, including solution to mathematical problems, then consider insoluble. Means the mathematical problems that were considered that this can't never be solved. He solved those problems. Just imagine, guys. Just imagine. And then after, he tried to interest leading professional mathematician in his work, but failed for the most part. He tried to just include the famous and the famous mathematicians, the great mathematician of that time, to include in his work, to cooperate, but here to make them cooperate in his work as well, but then he failed in doing that. So then after, what he had to show them was too novel, too unfamiliar, additionally presented in unusual ways. They could not be bothered. And seeking mathematicians who could better understand his work, in 1913 he began a postal partnership in the English mathematician G.H. Hardy at the University of Cambridge. Means the mathematician who was able to understand this man, he was able to understand Srinivasa Ramanujan, G.H. Hardy. In 1930, they began a postal partnership. As I told you, they two were a type of partner, and they had a very good friendship as well. So here they started the research and then reached at the University of Cambridge, England. Now, recognizing Ramanujan works as extraordinary. So the works of Ramanujan was known as extraordinary works. Of course, extraordinary, because his works were something different at an early age. Hardy arranged for him to travel to Cambridge, and in his notes, Hardy commented that Ramanujan has produced groundbreaking new theorems. The things that he used to research, the theorems that he used to research, he had a groundbreaking research. Groundbreaking research means something that will break the ground. No, not like that also, but it's something that that can shock people. The theorems that he found was the theorems that used to shock people. And also that what actually he said, what actually Hardy said about Ramanujan, that the theorems that he found, the theorems that Ramanujan discovered, was actually the one which defeated G.H. Hardy as well. Which defeated G.H. Hardy. Can you guys imagine of it? Means at that time G.H. Hardy was a very great mathematician, but the Ramanujan's research on theorems defeated him, means usko hara diya. Even G.H. Hardy was not able to understand that what was happening and what was everything behind these things. What kind of mind did it have? Even Albert Einstein used to respect this person a lot, used to respect Srinivasa Ramanujan a lot. This was about Srinivasa Ramanujan. So when we listen to his story very carefully, when we try to understand, try to imagine his story, we learn a very important point, that anything you like, anything means anything you like, be passionate about it, be very, very passionate about it. Work hard, try to give your best. Okay, try to give your best in it, because then this is only the one which is going to this is only the one which will help you in the days you will have nothing, no one to help you. Srinivasa Ramanujan had no degrees. We have BO degree, diploma degree, 11th ka degree, 10th ka degree. He had no degrees, guys, because he has failed in 11th and 12th, and then he stopped his education. But without getting education, he achieved a level that was even difficult for great mathematicians like G.H. Hardy to reach. It was even difficult for G.H. Hardy to reach. He is known for many of his work, many of his contribution. Even he was awarded by the Fellow of the Royal Society in England. He was awarded as the Fellow of the Royal Society in England, and the field which he was passionate about was mathematics, because he was so much passionate about this thing, right? And then his academic advisors were G.H. Hardy, J.E. Littlewood, and then he was influenced by G.H. Hardy. And then, guys, would you like to see the signature of Srinivasa Ramanujan? If you would like, then I will show you in my next video, which I am going to make on Hardy Ramanujan number. And let me tell you that he was very famous for his Broccoli word. He found the properties of those numbers, right? So he was very famous for his Broccoli's word. This was something that he used to do. That was something that he was passionate to do. This is one, Collected Papers of Srinivasa Ramanujan, edited by G.H. Hardy, P.V. Rijewal and B.M. Wilson. Cambridge at the University Press, 1927. So this was the book, Collected Papers, that he wrote, and this was a gist of it, just a gist of it, guys. So in this book, if you try to see this book, see some pages of the book even on the internet, you will easily get it on the Google one. You will find that the work that he did was even greater, that you will not be able to even recognize what is actually the knowledge behind this, what is actually the mystery behind the things. So this was all about Srinivasa Ramanujan, and uncertainly he is no more with us. Uncertainly he had died in 26th April 1920, unfortunately due to a disease that he used to suffer and had no cure. So guys, this was it about Srinivasa Ramanujan exploring the world of mathematics. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do enjoy, then hit like for my hard work as well, and if you really were inspired through the story of Srinivasa Ramanujan. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's meet in our next video. Till then, guys, take care, tata, and bye bye.